Alright guys, before I start the video, I just want to do another giveaway because I'm in a really good mood as far as YouTube goes. So, all you have to do, make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, like the video, and comment down below what your favorite color is from bright green, blue, green, and red. And I'll be basically picking a winner in a couple days, and you'll be getting that color of cross saber. And I'll basically just message you. And yeah, so on with the video. Hey guys, it's me, Clonchber X39 here, and today we're taking a look at the new LEGO Star Wars Assault on Hoth, set number 75098, ages 12 and up, and it contains 2,144 pieces. So here you can see the main front of the box art. It looks amazing. I love the just general box art view, but we're just going to basically skip through this box. I'll show you the back here. And we're just going to go through all the features. We're not going to pay too much attention to the box, but we have some really nice HD pictures of all the figures, the landing craft, the Snowspeeders, the turrets, and the main base itself. So we're just going to go into that, and if you want, you can pause the video and check out the box yourself right now. So let's move on. Alright, so first, here's a general overview of what you get. And the way they spread this out, it looks like you're getting a lot, and you really are. With 2,144 pieces, you're getting quite a bit. You're getting a lot of minifigures, lots of turrets, and if you just had a couple of base plates, you could make a really cool battle scene. So I definitely can see how this could appeal to the younger audience for a big birthday gift or something like that. It's not really a Christmas gift because of course that holiday has passed, but if this came out at that time, it'd definitely be a huge Christmas gift. But I remember when the original Hoth set came out, and I had that, and I got that for Christmas, and I thought that was the coolest thing. I made little battle scenes with the snow troopers versus the rebels, and it was really fun. So I can definitely see how this can appeal, like I said, to the younger audience. But here you can just see the massive amounts of turrets, just all these little scenes from the Empire Strikes Back Star Wars film, and man, there's just so much to go into. So let's go to the next picture here and go in depth. So here is a main look at kind of the back view of the base. So you can see it looks like we have the sliding doors of the main base. That's a pretty iconic scene in a few parts of the movie. And I believe the older version of the Hoth set had these as well. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure they did. And then it looks like you have a turret on the top and then a lookout post on the top. Now, the lookout post I'm not too fond of. I feel like it just kind of interrupts the whole look of the Hoth base. I can't remember if they actually had one of those in the movie. I don't think they showed any part of that in the movie. But you do see it comes with a little transport cart with some cargo in there. You have the rebel driving that around, a little yellow crane to pick up crates. I think that's kind of cool. You have the Tauntaun with Han Solo, and then you have the Wampa, Luke Skywalker, you got Leia, it looks like, or it could just be some girl, I'm not too sure. I think it was TC-44 or something like that is the white C-3PO variant, and then you got some more rebels. So not too much to look here. I'm glad they're not using the big ugly rock pieces, those big chunks that are just one piece. I'm glad they're actually just using slopes and different size slopes, and it actually looks pretty good. So let's move on to the next picture. Here you can see the front view. Now you have the main turret on the top right. That's kind of cool. I feel like it'd be better if it was on the front. Let's see, that would be the left hand side, but the way this picture is oriented, it would be the right hand side. I think it'd be cooler just to have two turrets on each hand side, kind of like in Star Wars Battlefront. I think that'd be really cool instead of one on the top. Like I said, that kind of interrupts the general flow. Like if you wanted to expand on this build and build a mountain, it'd be kind of hard to do that, and that's probably a modification I would do. And then you have the lookout post, same thing. I feel like it kind of interrupts that whole base look to it. And then I definitely it looks like that's either a sticker or a printed piece with kind of the caution right in the center of the door there. That's kind of cool. But like I said, other than the sloping, actually now that I look at it, they are using, it looks like a big ugly rock piece. It's that dark bluish gray on the left and right hand side. But they did do a good job of covering it up and blending it in with regular slopes. So actually I'm okay with that because of how well they were able to blend it in with the white cheese slopes, 1x2 bricks, and overall I think it looks pretty good. So let's move on. Alright, so here is a look at kind of one of the trench systems that you see in Episode 5 when the AT-ATs are attacking the base on Hoth and the rebels are basically trying to defend it. And really cool, you get all these, looks like machine guns, and then you get the cool dish turret. I really like that because in, I think it was Star Wars Battlefront 2 or 1, I believe it was 2, in the Hoth game mode, I really liked using that turret because you could hold down your Xbox stick and then it basically charges it up and then you can shoot one bolt. And I really thought that kind of just general look of the dish and how it almost was like a mini Death Star, the way it shot like green lasers to one bolt and then it just shot out. I thought that was really cool. So I'm really glad they finally made this in Lego. I even tried to replicate my own when I was like 5 years old, so that was kind of cool. Then you get the two Rebels here. I think we have pictures of them, more detail later on, so we won't go into that. But you get the two cool looking turrets. Really cool. You got all the pipes, kind of a cool trench system. I'm actually really impressed with the way they did this. Moving on, you have the main, I believe this is the shield generator, if I'm not mistaken, or just the main base, the outside of the base. And overall, it looks really cool. I feel like it's a little small. Obviously, they can't make it life size because that would be a UCS set on its own. But overall, really cool, really iconic. You know, it's that main scene when the AT-AT driver is telling the crew basically to target that and they fire upon it and then it blows up. I think that'd be really cool. And there might even be a feature where it blows up, not too sure. Moving on, we have the Wampa Cave with the Wampa and Luke Skywalker. As you can see, we're getting the Return of the Wampa. I think we've had this in 3 sets total now, or this will be the 3rd, so that's kind of cool. We get a revamp. I believe the main tusks or horns on the Wampa are now, looks like a dark bluish gray color. Before, I believe they were like a tan color. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's kind of cool. So you get an updated Wampa. Then we got Luke Skywalker here hanging upside down, that famous scene where he uses the Force to basically get his lightsaber out from the ice. And it looks like there's going to be a feature of some sort there with the Technic bricks and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. Little cool ice cave. Like, I think it's a cool feature, definitely for the younger audience. So let's move on. Alright, so here we have Han Solo and the Tauntaun. Really cool, not too much to go into. I'm pretty sure the Tauntaun's exactly the same. Han Solo looks a little bit different, maybe a new torso, but other than that, pretty standard. Glad they basically included this. Next, we have the ion cannon. This is a really cool part of the set. I've always wanted them to make this. Once again, just these guys at the LEGO Group are just recreating some of the most famous scenes. You know, when, I can't remember what her name is. It was some lady that was basically like, ion control, fire, and then it like shoots in front of all these rebel ships and takes out a Star Destroyer. I think that was a really cool scene. So definitely cool. They were able to make it almost a perfect sphere, which is really hard to do with Lego, and they did a really good job, so good for them. And then moving on here, we have the famous Snowspeeder with the 2 pilots inside. So this is really cool. Pretty generic, you know, they haven't changed these much, you know, leading up to this. So I think there's been a 2 or 3 variants of this, but overall really cool. You know, you got the classic orange and white and the 2 main guns, and it looks like you have the tow cable in the back and one of the new stud shooters in the back, so that's kind of a cool feature. So moving on, we have this inside. I think this is the lady I was talking about because that does not look like Princess Leia. And then you have the white astromech droid, and then you have the C-3PO variant I was talking about earlier. And then you got some extra missiles, it looks like, for the ion cannon, so that's really cool. You got the hologram like table, and overall I think that's really cool. I like the astromech droid. It almost looks like it's a trans black headpiece, and then you got like orange printing. I think that looks really cool, so can't wait to get that minifigure. And then you also have a sticker, it looks like, with some of the Star Wars language. I think it's the Mandalorian language in the back, which is really cool. Moving on, here's another shot of the, looks like the big ugly rock piece I was talking about, and the, I think it's like a lookout post that can actually extend up and down, and it looks like he has white binoculars. I believe that's a new color for that piece, so that's really cool. And you get another kind of sneak peek of the black closing door, so that's really cool. And then here is that turret. I believe this is detachable. If you look in the last picture I talked about here, I'll go back to that. You can see there's a little clip in the bottom left. Maybe it is detachable, so you can take them off and move them around. That'd be really cool and a really nice play feature. If you look at this turret, nothing too special. Pretty basic turret from, you know, all the Hoth sets that Lego's done. But one cool thing is that new dish piece on the top there. It's like a perfect dome, and it has like the hinge in the back. I think that's really cool. When it's closed, it looks really nice. Moving on, here's another shot of the Snowspeeder. Really cool face printing on that pilot. I really like his enthusiasm there. So overall, looks really cool. Moving on, here's another look at that crane and the cargo transportation vehicle I was talking about. Pretty generic, but you know, I think it's kind of cool. I guess one question is, why is there a plant growing off the back? But other than that, it looks really cool. I really like the minifigure in all tan uniform in the bottom right. He looks really cool. I like his mustache, and I like just the look of the all tan. It looks really cool. Here's another shot of Luke and his Wampa Cave. Just actually, that gives you a better view at the printing on his face. You actually have the blood from when he was, I think, mauled by it in the beginning before the Wampa dragged him into the cave. So that's actually really cool. And then here's another look at the trench system, a little bit more of a bird's eye view. You can see, I think all those are different attachment points for turrets possibly, where all those light bluish gray tiles are, so that's really cool. Moving on, yeah, I think they are, because see that now the dish turret has moved, so that's really cool. And then let's see, moving on, here's a comparison between the, looks like the 3 turrets. You have the main one on the right, a all white variant, and then we have the dish turret, which actually has one of those stud shooters that shoots, I think it's 6 studs when you spin it. I think that's really cool feature to incorporate into there. Then you have the main like infantry turret, so that's really cool. Moving on, here's another look behind that crane, that plant piece I was talking about. I'm kind of curious why they put that there. Maybe they just wanted to add some more color. Then you got the Tauntaun in the saddle, so that's really cool. Then there's kind of a undershot of the Snowspeeder. Overall, really cool design, pretty basic, but once again, very necessary for a set like this. There's another look at the famous Tauntaun. Then there is the Wampa himself with the new tusk colors, I believe. Here is one of the rebels. Really cool. I'm really liking their uniforms for this lineup of Hoth. They have kind of the dark tan and the white. Really like the white headgear and then the goggles and then the small pistol. I think that looks really, really nice. And then here's another one. Different kind of uniform. You got dark bluish gray legs, white torso, and still kind of the white gear and a longer rifle. So overall, I really like that one. Moving on, here's another one. Just a different face. It looks like the torso is actually identical, going back and forth between the two. And then here is another one, just like I said, different handgun and pretty much different head, which is completely fine. Here's one of the pilots. I really like the helmet there. You can see he has like big green stripes. I don't know what those symbolizes. There are actually hardcore fans that know everything. Like, they can distinguish what battles certain rebels were from the movies, like by looking at their helmets. So I'm not that hardcore, but overall looks really cool as a minifigure, because the original pilots didn't have leg printing or hip printing. It was pretty much just torso and head, and some of them didn't even have helmet printing. So definitely really cool, kind of this modern era where there's a lot more printing, which adds a lot more detail. Then that is actually it from what I know. So overall, we'll go back to this main picture overview. So that is what you'll be getting in this Hoth set. There is so much to basically play with. One thing that I'm kind of interested in is why didn't we get too many pictures of the snowtroopers and their turrets or their speeders. You can see that in the bottom left hand corner, but pretty much standard snowtroopers and speeder from what I can determine, so nothing too much to worry about. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments if you will be picking this setup. Do you think it'll be worth the possible $200 to $300 price tag they're going to be putting on it? I feel like for the value, it should be a $120 set, and I think it would fly off the shelf. But being Lego, it's probably going to be maybe $175, $180, or the upper 200s. So don't know. What do you guys think the price will be in the comments down below, and will you be picking this up? So once again, thank you for watching, and have a great day.